Hello again. Now in this video I'm going to talk about networks and routers, but I'm going to be using monkeys in a cage as an analogy because that seemed to be digestible quite easily by my apprentice. So I'm going to go through with you the rough concept, just the concept of networks and routers using monkeys in a cage. Okay, so let's say we've got a cage here, okay, and it's got some monkeys in there. So we've got a monkey called Bob. We got another one here called, I don't know, Bill. Alright. And we've got another one here called Barry. Right? They're all in this cage here. Let's call it the B cage, okay? Because they all begin with B. Now, they all know who's in the cage because they're all in there. So Bob can talk to Bill, Bob can talk to Barry. Now let's say we've got another cage over here with some more monkeys in it. Okay, so we got some more monkeys. We got Jim. We got John. And we got, let's say, Jack. Right? Let's call that the J cage. And of course, you know, if you're in that cage, you're a monkey that begins with J. So Jim knows that if he's looking for Jack, Jack will be in that Jack cage. Okay? Now, just for snaps, let's put another cage over here. And let's have some more monkeys. Right, we got Mary. I don't know. Maddie. And Molly. Okay, and look, that's the M cage. So we've got three cages here, and in the M cage, Mary knows that if she's got something to say to Molly, she'll find Molly in the same cage. So she knows she can just yell out in there and it'll get there. Okay? And Bob knows if he wants to speak to Bill, he'll be in the same cage there because he also starts with Bill. He knows that's where the B's hang out. And of course, same with Jay. Jim wants to speak to John, he knows he's right there. John wants to speak to Jack. No worries, they don't have to think about it, they know they're right there with them. Okay, but what if Mary wants to send a message to Jim? Well, Mary doesn't know where Jim is, okay? All she knows is Jim is not in there with all the M's, okay? So she has to figure out how to send something to Jim. Now, it just so happens to be there's a couple of special monkeys here that sit right on the edge. So here's our monkey here that's kind of got a leg in the M cage and got a leg in the B cage and a couple of arms. And we'll call this monkey Doctor, right? Why not? Now, Doctor is in the M cage and the B cage, so he's got a leg in both. So Doctor knows how to talk to all the M monkeys and all the B monkeys, and the B monkeys know how to talk to Doctor, the M monkeys know how to talk to Doctor. And what these M monkeys have been told is that if they want to speak to one of the B's, they can tell Doctor, and he'll pass it on. Okay, so Molly can't talk to Bob directly, but Molly knows that Doctor knows about Bob. Okay, so Molly says, "Hey Doctor, here's my message, pass it on to Bob." And Doctor goes, "Oh yeah, I know Bob, he's right here." Okay, so Doctor is like the middleman, it sends the message through. Now, in the B cage, they don't know how to speak to M's directly, but they know that Doctor knows about the M's. So Bob wants to send his message back, he also sends it back through Doctor, and Doctor goes, "Yep, I know where Molly is right there." So Doctor's acting as the middleman between the two cages. And it's the same over here. We've got another special monkey just sitting on the edge here. Okay, it's got a leg in the B cage and the J cage. And we'll call this monkey Schlong. Right? Now he's part of these two cages as well. He knows how to speak to all the B monkeys and all the J monkeys. So if Bob wants to speak to Schlong, he can do directly. Bob can speak to Bill directly, and so on in here. And in this cage, Jim can speak to Schlong, Schlong can speak to Jack, Jack can speak to John, and so on. So now, let's say Molly wants to send a message to Jack, okay? Now, Molly knows nothing about the J cage. It just knows that, of course, Jack isn't in this M cage. So Molly says, "Right, Doctor, you're our gateway out of here, so send it to you." So sends it to Doctor. Now, this is destined for Jack, remember? Okay, we're trying to send a message to Jack from Molly. Now, Doctor gets the message and goes, "Well, I also don't know where the J's are, but I heard that Schlong knows." So Doctor will pass it over to Schlong and see what Schlong can do with it. Schlong will get the message and go, "Oh, well, I know where Jack is. Jack's right here. I got him." So sends it to Jack. And on the way back, of course, just because Jack got a message from Molly doesn't mean he knows where Molly is. So Jack's got to also know that if he's got a return message for Molly, Molly's not in his J cage, he knows that much. And he knows that his only way out of here is through Schlong, so he sends it to Schlong and hopes for the best. So he sends the message to Schlong. Schlong also doesn't know where the M's are, but Schlong knows that Doctor knows. So Schlong sends the message to Doctor. Doctor gets the message, says, oh yeah, Molly's right here, sends it in. So that's how we do it. Now, needless to say here, these cages are networks. Okay, so you got your network over here, you got another network here, and you got another network here. And Doctor and Schlong are routers. Okay. So all these monkeys in here are network hosts. Okay, they're all the network hosts that could be talking around, and these are network hosts too. Okay, they're all network hosts, and that's about that. So if the host is within its own network, then it can talk directly, and it just sends that using the MAC address as the destination. But if it's in a different network, it has to go through a router. And that's pretty much the essence of networking and routing. Okay, I'll leave that there because I just wanted to give a conceptual overview of what networks and routers are and why we've got them. Okay, so hopefully that gives you a bit of an understanding of the concept of it. Now in part 2, I'll go through some actual IP addresses and network masks. But until then, take it easy.